Hi, and welcome to Cinema 8. We are here talking about Pride Month and picking our top three LGBTQ plus movies of all time. But yeah, we're going to each take turns, but Holly actually has to get back to work soon.
I do.
So she is going to give us her top three list
Yeah.
movies first. So why don't you start us off, Holly? What's your number three?
So my number three is But I'm a Cheerleader. It came out in...
Classic.
I was looking at different things, 1999, 2000. There's different releases for it, and I kind of have an idea of why. But it's starring Natasha Lyonne, Clea Duvall, has RuPaul in it, Melanie Linsky, has a little bit of Michelle Williams. But it is definitely, I believe, a cult classic. What go? You agree?
I'm a homosexual.
So Megan, Natasha Lyonne, her life is kind of the popular girl. She's a cheerleader. She's got good grades. She's got a boyfriend who she thinks she likes. And she kind of gets confronted by her family and friends that she is gay, even though this wasn't a notion to her, until she kind of reflects on things. And she gets sent to this conversion therapy group home. She falls in love, Natasha Lyonne's character, with Graham, who is a out and proud lesbian, played by Clea Duvall, and starts to realize, still kind of questioning if she actually is gay, but then realizing she's having these feelings. RuPaul, I love him in this. He's an ex-gay, is kind of how they say it, and he is helping the guys with their journey. What I love about this movie is that it's not just a cult classic, but it's very campy in the sense that the colors are and the textures, the set design in this group home is very over the top, and they kind of meant to do that to distinguish the identities, which is a very interesting way of how they do the blues and the cooler colors for the guys and the warm pink purples for the girls. But what I enjoy about this movie is that it is humorous and over the top, not just with the sets, but the colors as well as the acting. It kind of shows rebellion and breaking the social norms of people who try to convert you to something that you're not, only to realize, like, no, I am very loud and proud in my own personality. My number two is The Danish Girl. This came out in 2015, starring Eddie Redmayne and Alicia Vikander. Basically, the movie is biographical, loosely inspired by Einar and his wife Gerda, who are two painters. The truth behind it is she had a model that was supposed to come and didn't, and Einar took the place of the model and had to put on this dress to model it, and kind of recognized more within himself of what he at the time truly was, and past experiences that he's realized he's had with other men. Have liked this movie of not just seeing someone's journey, but kind of educating on the times of what it looked like to be. You know, I've heard people be like, oh, well, people weren't transgender back in my day. And it's like, no, people have had that realization of who they really are. It was just what the response was from others within the time period. Some facts about this is that there was backlash of Eddie Redmayne playing Lily because he himself is a cisgender man. And years later, he also said, you know, if I were offered the role today, I don't think I could take it, because even though I thought what I was doing was something special, I was not the right person to represent that. You know, there's some back and forth with this movie that are right, that I do like, and some that are a little iffy for being made in modern day with kind of cisgender actors. But I've enjoyed this movie in that sense of just showing the perspective, like I said, of what things were like in that period of time for people who wanted to identify, but couldn't, and how Lily was able to keep pushing to wanting to become a woman and the first to, physically, medically have that done. So
Yeah, I think that's a story of bravery. Like the same way, like the first astronaut or the first person to go in like a submarine. Like you don't know what could go wrong, and so many things could go wrong, but you're dedicated to this cause of exploration. It's just for this person, it's self-exploration and self-identity.
yeah,
And that's a worthy cause,
Yeah.
to show bravery for that, because you could easily just say, no, I'll stay where it's safe.
I do think it's important to talk about how a cis man is playing a trans woman, because, like you said, he was nominated for Best Actor. He's playing a woman.
I do see the argument, but I also sometimes think when what we say cisgender men or cisgender women playing roles that are gay, people say, well, they're not gay. I feel like it's also diving into their own realization. Even though they still identify as heterosexual, they're still diving into realization of how one lives as a gay man, gay woman, and kind of having more of an appreciation and understanding and having a deeper allyship for that. That's an even broader discussion, but
Isn't
yeah.
that the point of acting, to step into a character that's not yourself?
Yeah, and that's what I think is
Yeah.
unique, but it's hard of where there's that outside discussion and argument of this person can't play this role because
Or should someone else be given the opportunity to play this role?
An actual trans person.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so that's another thing. Is should this be limited to just a straight male actor
Sure.
to get all these quality roles when there are trans actors who deserve the opportunity?
Well,
to
it's
play
not
roles
even
like
that.
this?
It's like you're trying to make a point of the movie that Lily is a woman, but it is a man playing her.
Right. So like, how can you not watch it the whole time and think that's Eddie Redmayne playing a role?
I mean-
that's hard. I mean, I guess no matter how good a job that Eddie Redmayne does,
yes.
Sure, for a trans woman, it's like you're seeing a man portray you, and that's not you. And all of society is going to see, oh, they're just pretending. They're not an actual woman. Just like Eddie was pretending to be a trans woman. It's really frustrating.
Yeah,
I-
I
well,
think there are certain shows, films that have done a really good job. Orange is the New Black did a really
I
great
was
job with
just about
this,
to say that, yeah.
where they had Laverne Cox's brother play that
Twin
character
brother.
pre-transition.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that's a unique situation where the person you cast, you have a perfect double to show them as a man. I don't know how many times you can come across that, but when you have that opportunity, that's something you would want to take.
I was going to say
do something like that.
I think for some people where it's that representation of someone who is playing the transition of a man to a trans woman, sometimes it's hard for an actual trans woman to go back to that,
Yeah.
to play that role. And I think that's where it's kind of hard because I know they, don't want to show their past life of who they were, and they want to show their true current current identity of their present and future life. I'm not trying to argue what is right or wrong, but I think it's a very unique role of how we go about that, especially in today's day and age. I liked when he was a man discovering himself. He very much explored that femininity, going from what the norm was of being a man to wanting to have more of a flow, have more of a gentleness, have more of a like a starry-eye look. I think he portrayed that part very beautiful.
He's a good actor. He's a good actor. I'm not dismissing his capabilities as an actor.
But
even when something is controversial, it doesn't mean it can't have some redeeming value for like a young person who saw this and this wasn't like this was their
Yes,
first
yeah.
exposure to a story like this. Like and we say the words baby steps for a reason. Like they're not your first steps are never going to be perfect, but like we can talk about why they weren't perfect, but also like see it for like the fact that it was representation and bringing a story like this to the mainstream to the point that it was nominated for an Academy Award. Like that is important too.
I admire him for coming forward and being like, I shouldn't have taken that role.
The only time I didn't admire him was in Jupiter Ascending.
Oh,
God.
I create the world.
I didn't even realize that they-
Not destroy it.
I haven't seen
So
it.
that could be taken out. So my
No, that's valid.
my third movie is Moonlight. Oh, excuse me. My first movie, my first pick.
Number one.
Forgot we went from
The
3
best
to 1.
of the three.
The
Yes.
best of the three is Moonlight, and that came out in 2006. As we all know, that
16.
was. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
2016. Yes.
Yes.
Wow. 2016, and that was the big year that La La Land was announced that it was the winner, but in reality, it was Moonlight. And
Honestly, thank God.
this basically shows 3 chapters of the main character Chiron's life living in Miami, growing up, discovering who he wants to be as a man, but discovering who he wants to be within his sexuality, realizing where he isn't that much accepted. What I love is Mahershala Ali's character Juan, who is a drug dealer but also becomes his role model as well as his kind of guide to who he wants to be. I think it's a very unique story of the growth of someone's identity throughout their years.
It is showing intersectionality in a really lovely way. Like
agree.
it's not just a story of him being dealing with homosexuality. It's also him dealing with masculinity, his identity as a black man, also his socioeconomic status. Like these are all layered things that form identity, and it explores all of them. You know,
Oh, and Mahershala Ali won
he did. Yeah,
Best
he
Supporting
did.
Actor, even though he was literally only in the first
child
chapter
part, yeah.
But
of his childhood.
He's so
Probably,
good.
but he's like the best performance
He's
in the
so
movie, not
good.
taken away from any other people. But I think that he is maybe one of the most like just engaging performances because a lot of I guess because his character is so sort of like outgoing, like it's a lot of inward kind of. I mean, I guess he just gets a lot of attention because his character is this sort of island of like of sanity and hope for
Yeah.
the main character, and like is able to reach out to him and be there for him.
And you can kind of see almost the reverse of that, where him as a child is that for that character as a grown man, because it's like this man is dealing drugs, he's dealing with crime, he's evading the like he's dealing with a lot of stuff, but this is a moment he has a true connection
Giving drugs
with a child,
selling drugs to
yeah.
Chiron's
But
mom,
it's like
even.
they're both each other's islands of tranquility in that moment.
Yeah.
and it's really sweet to
And
see.
I think I really do think when like it said that he in the second chapter that he wasn't there anymore, I was like, wait, what? And it's because I also am wondering like where Chiron's character would have grown to if he
True.
still had him as I think not only as a mentor but a father figure, because he kept going over to their house as the safe place.
But I mean, that's also an example of like that lifestyle of like you lose people, and
Yeah.
that has an effect on you too, because when people are in crime and not necessarily like they're choosing crime because crime is fun, they're choosing crime because that's what the socioeconomic status demands.
Yeah.
Like that's the only option,
And I think-
and it's like you lose people
Yeah.
frequently.
And I think that's why they like pushed Miami to be a very present.
Yes,
notable
and
thing.
and Miami, ironically, can also be freedom for other people.
Yeah.
It's this beautiful beach. It has a giant, gay scene for a lot of
I was
people.
about to say I think someone's gonna probably talk about
The burger.
the bird cage,
It might be on
where
my
it's
list.
this beautiful, flashy,
But it's like-
eccentric, rich area.
It represents different things to different people.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect each group the same. And so you have to confront that yes, it's a one place, but it's different for each group.
Yeah.
So that's what's interesting about Miami being a character is it has different connotations
Yeah.
for different groups, and you have to recognize that. Especially as someone like watching it as an outsider, it's like that's not my experience of Miami, but like it is for other people. You just
you have
don't
to look
know
at
it
your
yet.
own
Yeah.
who you are as a person, of realizing what your experience
Exactly,
is and how
yeah.
it differs from what someone else's might be. Yeah. But all right, well, thank you.
Holly,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you, Holly.
Okay, and we are back, and we are talking about more of our Pride Month picks. Let's go now to Michael. What is your number 3 Pride movie?
My number 3 is 2012's Perks of Being a Wallflower. And this movie stars Logan Lerman, Emma Watson, and Ezra Miller. It's a coming-of-age high school movie.
It's beautiful. The soundtrack.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Very, very entertaining. Very good performances in it.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller has had personal problems, but I think they are very good in the movie.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yep.
I love Ezra Miller's character in Perks of Being a Wallflower. My graduation cap was Nothing Hates You, which is Ezra Miller's character's graduation cap, says that at top. So that was my high school graduation cap too.
And the be aggressive, passive aggressive song is very, can get stuck in my
Oh yeah.
Is just comparing the book, is the book, I know that the movie has quite a plot twist toward the end. I mean, it feels like kind of a sharp turn from what comes before it, because most of the movie, I mean, it's a comedy drama coming of age story.
Yeah.
And it to me, it feels like the developments in the last 15, 20 minutes or so are kind of
Out of place.
Out of place.
That's interesting.
Mess with I don't know if it messes with the tone. I mean, it certainly I like the movie still, but
Yeah.
it just certainly didn't feel like it was part of the story it was telling.
Yeah, I watched the movie before I read the book, actually, and I felt you could tell Charlie was going through something. You just couldn't tell what it was through the movie. But in the book, I don't think it's as subtle.
Right.
Yeah. This movie is a big trigger warning for those who have experienced sexual abuse.
Yeah.
I guess watching it the first time, it just sort of feels like it's a story about an awkward
Yes.
teenager, and then so to have that kind of be the focus, the sort of plot reveal be the focus of the last 15 or 20
Especially
minutes.
like with the title, like there are some people who just are introverts and they are wallflowers, and and sometimes it's not really about like, well, we need to make them come out of their shell. So sometimes a lot of people might watch this movie and not necessarily question, why is Charlie not as engaged? Why does he need to be coaxed into socializing? Just because some teens are like that. I remember my mom actually watched 13 Reasons Why on Netflix a long time ago.
Oh gosh.
And she was like, even as a mom, like I didn't recognize those signs of that her daughter was going through something. I think sometimes these symptoms of struggling through trauma can mask themselves or just be easily misidentified as just, quote, an awkward teen.
Yeah.
So if you haven't had trauma, that's probably what you see. And so that it does come as a little bit of a shock at the end that Charlie was abused. Spoiler alert, we are talking about the quote twist ending. But I think if you do either know someone or you've gone through it yourselves, you are questioning that from the start.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great way to put it. But my number 3 ties in with your number 3.
Okay.
A bit, Michael. It is the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
1975. Because there's a little Rocky Horror moment in the movie.
Yep.
So,
I do remember that.
Rocky Horror cult classic.
Absolutely.
It invented the cult classic,
Yeah.
the Rocky
Yeah.
Horror Picture Show. It started off as a movie everybody hated, but just kind of grew into like the midnight showings and throwing stuff at the screen and yelling certain things. And the shadow cast was invented because people had seen the movie so many times they would just run to the front of the theater and just start acting it out. it's for the gays.
Yeah.
Truly, Rocky Horror. It's Tim Curry.
Oh, for sure.
It is what made him. And he was like, I don't want my parents to see this movie. So.
And then he went out and did a series of very normal movies.
Yeah, very
Didn't have
normal.
Crazy career at all.
If you've
him.
never seen Rocky Horror with the shadow cast, you have to.
For sure.
It's a whole different experience.
And if they ask if you're a virgin at the front, when you get there, if they're asking if you've seen a shadow cast before, just so you know.
It's not.
It's not a personal question
no,
like
it
that.
is not.
They will draw V's on your cheeks though.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Rocky Horror is just
Yeah.
the soundtrack, everything. Throwing
See, that's a musical.
that is
Okay,
a
I'm just saying. That's a
musical. I mean, Shadowcast just getting like newspaper to hold over your head in the movie, and it's so. Have you guys been to a Rocky Horror Shadowcast?
Oh, so
No,
fun.
I have not.
So gay.
You
so
I've
gotta.
only seen it on TV.
Cinema 8 outing.
That would be
this
great.
fall.
Yeah.
Would be going to a Shadowcast.
That'd be fun.
It's just like so camp. The whole
Oh,
experience.
yeah.
It's not just the movie. It's just like the experience
Everything.
of going. It's just like even if you don't know what to shout, there will be people that know what
Yeah,
to shout.
exactly.
So
Someone always knows.
My number 3 is called I Don't Understand You. It is a movie from 2024. It stars Nick Kroll and Andrew Rannells. And
Okay.
it is a really funny, dark comedy. It is about a couple that is trying to adopt a child, and they go on a vacation to Italy. They end up, because of language barriers and just kind of general social ineptitude, they end up accidentally getting involved in killing someone, and they have to.
It's not funny. I didn't laugh.
But it is played for laughs, and they just keep kind of getting more into trouble. But it is surprisingly some very heartfelt moments in this movie, and it actually has a very positive ending, and it's just hilarious. I really like Andrew Rannells a lot. He was one of my favorite characters on the show Girls, which I know is a controversial show for some people. But
Also, in the original cast of Book of Mormon.
yes, he was in Book of Mormon.
I love
And
Nick Kroll. So.
Nick Kroll's hilarious, and
Him
Andrew
being
Rannells
paired
is
with
hilarious.
Andrew Rannells is so interesting to me. Like,
And they're both sort of improvising machines, and so their ability to play off each other and these sort of panic situations that they're in, and the way they're able to kind of get out of things is it's a really fun movie.
What's your number 3, Christine?
my number 3 is a documentary called Howard. It is about Howard Ashman, a very famous lyricist. He basically saved Disney animation. If you love the Disney Renaissance, then you owe that love to Howard Ashman. He died of AIDS. He died quite young. He never got to see the Beauty and the Beast made, which was the movie he worked on. He worked on.
That's so sad.
He
That's
worked
one of
on
my
Little
favorites.
Mermaid. Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and Beauty and the Beast were his 3. And he, like, if you watch the documentary, it just shows his genius. He, like, churned these songs out, the lyrics. His writing partner was Alan Menken. That's just his writing partner, not his romantic partner. But he had quite a personality. He was kind of argumentative and driven, and he could be quite rude, but what he was rude about enforcing what his vision was, you hear about some of the stuff. Like, one of the arguments was a Disney executive wanted to take part of your world out of Little Mermaid. Exactly.
Oh, no.
And Howard Ashman was like, absolutely not. Over my dead body. This is the heart of the movie. You can't do that.
Stand
And
on your
he's
business.
absolutely right. Every time he was, like, argumentative, he's absolutely right. He knows exactly what he's doing. He and Menken also did Little Shop of Horrors. That was their show. Yeah.
Okay.
He's just so brilliant, and it breaks my heart that we lost out on such a brilliant genius because of AIDS, because we as a society did not do anything to stop it until so many people died. And they go into his personal life. They go into, some of the insider stuff, making the Disney Renaissance films. This is like what we as a generation love about Disney movies is because of this man. He invented the formula of the I Want song, that every princess, every main character has a song that tells you what they want. And that's why you root for them and that's why you love them, because they're telling you, they're being vulnerable with you as the audience. He was like, this is the song you need to have in every single film. One bit that I love that brings me to tears when I watch it, when I hear this song, it was actually cut from Aladdin, and it was Aladdin's I Want song. There's a reprise of it that's still in the film, but the song is about, at the time when Aladdin was being written, Aladdin had a mom in the picture. He wasn't an orphan. And he was still, stealing because they were poor. And he expresses a hope that one day he'll be able to achieve things so that his mom will be proud of your boy.
Oh.
And you can tell by the lyrics of the song that Howard Ashman was writing that from his heart because his parents didn't acknowledge him because of his sexuality.
It's so sad.
And it's so human, it's so heartbreaking to think that he carried that with it. Like, he was so successful, he was so brilliant. I don't know any millennial that doesn't know every single one of those songs by heart.
Yeah, has a Gen Zer too.
Yeah.
Gen Z too. I mean, and you can tell when you said that he was a big driving force behind Little Mermaid. Ursula.
Oh, yeah.
She's literally a drag
yeah.
queen.
Yeah.
She's based on Divine, I
Yep.
think.
She is.
So it totally makes sense that a gay man was behind that.
Like, his story is so sad. And yet it's so important to see because of just the influence he had on Disney and then therefore our society.
Michael, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is 2018's Love, Simon. This is
Okay.
kind of another coming-of-age high school movie. This one's starring Nick Robinson. And then it also led to a really great spin-off that was on TV on streaming called Love, Victor.
I never saw the spinoff,
It's
but I
great.
saw Love, Simon.
I think there's like 2 or 3 seasons of it, and
Okay.
it's wonderful.
Love, Simon's just so wholesome.
Yep.
Love it. It's just like no gut-wrenching gay tragedy that happens in it.
It's
It's
just
just
It's
like,
just a love
rom-com.
story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about a kid coming out and falling in love is really what it is. It's just a
Yeah.
beautiful story.
it is. And I know it was when it came out, everyone was talking about it.
Yep.
It was one of those. So
And it's such a positive environment that he does it in, and it's very sweet the way that people are in his corner. And it's
In
nice
the-
to see that in the film.
In the TV show, Victor, when he's talking with Simon, he's like, you had all these people in your corner, all these people supporting you. I don't have that, you know? This whole community, like, had your back, basically.
that's interesting to show, like, the juxtaposition between the two, like Simon having all that love and positivity, and then it sounds like Victor doesn't have that. So, two sides of the same coin,
Yeah.
Yeah.
gay experience.
Yeah.
Charlie, what's your number 2?
Mine is Tangerine.
Okay.
In 2015, directed by Sean Baker.
Famously filmed on an iPhone.
I was just gonna say, shot on an iPhone, whatever. It is about 2 black trans sex workers on Christmas Day in Hollywood, just trying to make a living, but also one of them has like aspirations to be a singer and going through that. One of them just got out of jail, so going through that conflict. And it's also about a taxi driver who is hiding his gay identity for his family and also is the sole provider of his family. It's just, we were talking about intersectionality with Moonlight earlier, and this really shows it. It's just like black trans sex worker, like showing that these people exist and they want their euphoria the same as anybody else, and they're just trying to live their truest self. Just brings marginalized stories to the mainstream, basically.
And show that they're not that different than everybody else's story. I
We all want
remember-
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how Sean Baker, especially in this movie, just like humanizes sex workers too.
Yeah.
Because we see, like, society sees them as just like dirty and gross
Well,
and
yeah. The
like just so much hostility towards them.
Even the people who, quote, interact with them on a daily, like their clients,
Yeah.
they see them as literal objects. Like,
Yeah.
you're something I can use and then put down. And so from the rest of us, like, we're even more removed from that. And so it's like, no, they're literal people.
And the 2 women that starred in this movie are both trans.
Yeah.
So let's cast trans people in trans roles.
can be
That's all
done.
I'll say.
Can be done.
Okay, well, my number 2 is Love Lies Bleeding. It is a 2024 movie directed by Rose Glass, and it stars Kristen Stewart and Katie O'Brien. It is a kind of a crime film noir kind of movie. It is about a gym employee played by Kristen Stewart who gets involved with a bodybuilder, an ambitious bodybuilder trying to make her way towards a competition in Las Vegas, played by Katie O'Brien. And they instantly are pretty attracted to each other, and they get involved with each other very deeply, very quickly. But it turns
As
out...
lesbians do.
I was going to say, playing the stereotype a bit much.
But the stereotype's true. Us lesbians, we get into it.
There's also a lot of other factors at play. There's the whole criminal underworld that they're kind of brushing up against. This movie kind of starts as a crime thriller, works as a crime thriller, but it does have some moments that kind of stretch beyond, almost go into kind of a fantasy level. It's just an interesting movie, and it's very stylishly made. I think people who enjoy crime thrillers can enjoy it, and people who like something that's a little more genre bending and just a little thinking outside the box will enjoy it. And it's an A24 movie. You know, they take chances and do more experimental kind of films, and it was one that I really enjoyed in the last couple of years. I actually have the Blu-ray of this, so this is a really interesting movie.
I love Kristen Stewart.
I was going to say,
she's great.
And she's so good in this. I think it's really a kind of underrated performance. Maybe might have gotten kind of overlooked because of the kind of crime genre that it's in, and that people, and it was played up as like a 2 lovers on the run movie, but it's not necessarily all like that. It takes some interesting twists to it. So
I remember I really wanted to see it, but just like for some reason didn't. And I still really want to see it. Maybe it'll be my movie tonight.
you should check it out.
I love Kristen Stewart. Yeah. I love lesbians. Christina's number 2.
my
Return.
number 2 is The Birdcage, a classic. I just think it's so heartwarming and fun and campy. The premise on its face is that Armand and Albert are 2 gay men in a relationship. They have a grown son. He's fallen in love with a nice young lady, and he's bringing her home. They're gonna get married. Unfortunately, her parents are ultra conservative, so they're very nervous that the presence of 2 gay men is going to ruin these 2 young people's very loving, caring relationship. All because of misunderstandings, politics, what have you. It has nothing to do with, are these 2 young lovers compatible? They love each other. They're ready to spend their lives together. They're lovely people. The idea is, and there's a couple things they try, it doesn't work out, and they finally land on Albert, whose career is as a drag queen at the local club down in Miami. He's going to act as a woman. He's going to portray himself as the biological mother of this grown young man.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's great.
When was this made?
It's
1996.
yeah, mid-90s.
Oh, I have never heard of this
Nathan
movie.
Lane, and so part of it is Nathan Lane is going to have to try and act masculine because maybe he's just going to be like a friend or an uncle who's there. I can't remember why.
Oh my god.
And so part of it is they're like, okay, you need to act more masculine because he's a very effeminate gay. And so an iconic scene is that, okay, you need to change your walk. No more sissing that walk. You need to walk like a man. And so Robin Williams is like, well, the manliest man, you got to act like John Wayne. And so he does a John Wayne impression, and it's ridiculous. And yet, accurate. And so at the end, the bit is he's like, was that good? And he's like, it was great. I just didn't know John Wayne walked like that. Like, that's exactly what he does. But yeah, it's a rollicking, good romp. It's delightful. There's a twist at the end that has the very conservative parents needing to escape because it's found out that he's in very gay Miami and he needs to find a way out. So they dress him in drag, and it's very funny.
I love drag.
It's so great. And Hank Azaria plays their like live-in housemaid who's a man, and he's funny too.
There
He
is
listens to nothing but Gloria Estefan. It's
Robin
great.
Williams
Yes.
was the drag queen.
Yes. This
That
came out
man.
after. So he actually plays like quote the straight man,
Oh,
like comedically, but he's gay. This came out after Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, okay.
So I think his thinking was that he didn't want to
do it
do
again.
the same thing.
Yeah.
And frankly, I'm like, good, because
I
Nathan
love
Lane
Robin
is
Williams.
so good. Nathan Lane is so incredible. He's fantastic in anything. Like, I've seen him, like, I would say recently, within the last 20 years, like in The Good Wife, just playing a lawyer, and I'm like, you're so good. He's so good. But it's a great, great film. Really, really funny. There are like moments that there's a moment where he falls down, and that was not scripted, and they kept it in because it was just.
I
so funny.
love it when movies do that.
It's so good. It's a great movie. I was lucky enough to see. So it's The Birdcage is based on a musical called La Cage aux Folles, which is a direct translation. That's just French, and it's set in the Southern Riviera, which kind of is like South Beach. I think it works better in America. I genuinely do, having seen the two. I think it works better in that setting. So if you're gonna watch it, I'd watch like the official movie with Robin Williams. That's a great way to introduce yourself to that story.
Michael, what's your number one?
My number one is not just one of my favorite Pride movies, but it's one of my favorite movies. It is Rocket Man. It is the 2019 jukebox musical biopic of Elton John's life. Everything about this movie is what Elton John's all about, larger than life. All the musical numbers are just incredible, and they use a lot of Elton John's best songs to tell this story. Taron Egerton plays Elton John and really isn't doing like a exact imitation of him. He just kind of embodies who Elton John is. I could talk about this movie all day. I love it
Great
so much.
costumes in that
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Oh,
Because Elton
yeah.
John has great costumes in real life.
Well, yeah, so gotta have great costumes in the movie. Elton John will always be a legend.
Yes.
I've only seen bits and pieces of that
Same.
movie,
Yeah.
actually.
I would recommend
haven't seen
watching
the
it.
whole
It's
thing.
really, really good.
But, I mean, who doesn't love Elton John? Come on. My number one is I Saw the TV Glow. Came out in 2024. Written by and directed by a non-binary person. What's their name? Jane Schubach. I never know how to pronounce their last name. No, their first name's Jane. It's so funny because if a cis straight person were to sit down and watch this movie, and sitting right next to them might be like a trans person, they would see this movie in totally different lights. It's like, it's gay, but subliminally, and trans in the kind of way where you're watching it and you're seeing your life, basically. It's like kind of dreamlike, and like you're trying to like repress yourself, or you feel like in the 90s being trans and gay wasn't like mainstream. You're not seeing you don't have social media, and so you feel like something's wrong with you, and you feel like you're out of place, and that everybody knows something you don't, and you're just walking through life feeling different. And that movie just like totally embodies it. It's beautiful. It's stunning. The shots, the lighting,
I was going to ask, is
the
there bisexual lighting?
performances. Oh my gosh. It's
Incredible
just
atmosphere.
Phoebe Bridgers is in this movie. She
Okay.
sings. Phoebe Bridgers is literally my wife. Sorry to my actual wife.
Your actual life.
But it's just like so indescribable. It's like the main character is just constantly trying to like repress themselves, and at the end it's almost like you either live your truth, you live who you to be, who you want to be, you take that leap of faith, or it's just going to be inside of you and you're going to be apologizing to society about who you are.
This, I mean, to me, this seems like it's like a warning kind of film. If you
yeah.
if you repress this, this is what your life is going to end up like. And I think it ultimately is. It's sad for this character.
It's heartbreaking.
That they spend the majority of their life. I mean, we're getting in spoilers here, but by the end they're an older person with gray hair, and they've told their story through high school, and they're just not living their truth, and it's just become and they can't be themselves at all, and because they were never willing to be honest either with themselves or show
With us,
with
they're
anyone.
an unreliable narrator to
Yeah.
the max. You see
Yeah.
little visions of them.
You see a little glimpses of
Yeah.
what their real identity is and what they really see themselves as and what they want to present themselves as, but you never actually see them realize
Yeah.
it.
And,
so that
yeah, their
they're
friend in
living
the
this sort of
movie-
slog. you know.
Yeah. Their friend in the movie is take this leap of faith.
Right.
Be yourself. I know you can. I've seen it. And
yeah.
they see it as that's another world and they're going to die if they do that. And they always think this friend is going to come back and try to push them into it, but the friend doesn't. And it's like being trans, it's like you just think the transness is going to happen to you, that suddenly someone's going to make you a girl, or you'll wake up a girl. And it's like, no, you have to take that leap of faith yourself. And you have to decide that this is who you're going to be. It's a beautiful movie. I showed this. I have a friend who's trans, and she was really debating on starting HRT, which is, hormone therapy, and starting to live her true life. And we were just talking about the day before, and I was like, I want you to live as yourself. It's so sad that you keep hiding yourself. And they're like, I'm just not ready yet. And then we watched this movie, and literally the next day she made an appointment to get on hormone therapy. So
That's the power of cinema, right?
Yeah.
there.
seriously, this movie is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it just truly means a lot to a lot of queer people.
My number one is I probably should have just continued the conversation because it's the birdcage.
Okay.
And, I should've just
birdcage
why did I should have just stayed and said this is my number one too, because that would have been perfect timing. But it definitely works well in America
Yeah.
because especially because there can be such a divide between the country and it definitely is there now, of course.
Yeah, it's
And-
this movie was made in the 90s, and it's these could be the same politicians today.
Yeah, because there's such a divide between conservative America and all these, and there's references to back then. It's the George Bush senior and Bob Dole and all
Yeah.
this stuff, the relevant Republican politicians of the time, and those are sort of the cultural touchstones of that. And the Gene Hackman is the senator
Yes.
character, and he's very funny in it, and you definitely see him as one of these guys who would fit right in with these
yeah.
sort of old school Republican politicians, and he plays it perfectly, and he's also plays it perfectly as he's at this dinner party that's going not the way that the hosts are intending it to, and he's seeing things in a way that that you wouldn't expect his character to see them.
Yeah.
But so it's yeah, I just think it's definitely, it feels like an American story and a story that
Yes.
just still resonates. And I think this movie has just held up incredibly well because so many movies in the 90s, the way they dealt with, you know, gay themes and you just do not hold up well. And this movie really did.
And
So
a lot of the movies then, the gays were the butt of the joke.
right.
And this
It
is
was-
not. It's
this
the
is-
opposite.
this
you know,
is
it's,
these
it's
are
the
the hero-
intolerant people who are the butt of the joke.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole theme is acceptance.
Yeah.
It's not like a message movie like Philadelphia or
Yeah.
I was
you know.
literally just about to bring
Yeah,
up Philadelphia.
It's not like this
because
movie
around
that's
the same
like this
time.
is the important issue of the day. It has to be treated very seriously. It's just this is a matter. This is people living their lives.
Yeah.
You know, this is all it is.
But I think the daughter stands firm, and she's like, "I love this man, and this is his family, and if you don't like it, you can get over it."
Which is
Which
which
that's,
is the way you
that's
should
all
do it.
It's all that matters is like these two young people are in love. I mean, frankly, it's like these are in-laws. You don't need to see them every year.
Right.
They have nothing to do with you, really. So it's about these
Yeah.
two young people who are in love, and you're there to support them in this moment. And she proves to be a better person than her parents by standing up to them and by supporting the person she's chosen and not capitulating to her father's, you know, political aspirations. The way it seems like she's always done in the past. She's like, I'm drawing a line here. You know,
Yeah.
for love. That's where you should be drawing the line, is for love, to defend the person you love. Such a
Man.
good movie. And there's
Weddings
drag
bring up
queens.
so much drama.
Okay, so what's your number one?
My number one is To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. A movie also about drag queens. Drag queens are just great. There's so many stories.
They're
you can
so
tell.
important for
They're just
our
and they're so
culture
entertaining.
too.
They're just entertaining people. I'm literally wearing a Trixie Motel shirt. So the three main drag queens are played by Patrick Swayze,
Oh, I know this movie now. It's
Wesley
ringing a bell.
Snipes, and John Leguizamo. And their car breaks down in podunk nowhere America, and so they're stuck in a small town for a few days. And it shows the impact they have on the small town, making people come alive and be more confident in themselves and more expressive and vulnerable with each other and forging human connections. It's a very delightful movie, very funny, and there are some really heartfelt moments. They drive through a neighborhood, and Vida sees a woman at the house, and they lock eyes, and then the woman walks back in the house, and they're like, "What was this about?" And it's like, "That was my mom." And so there's small moments of like
Oh my
little heartbreak that are
gosh.
obviously part of like the story that people in these communities go through, but there's also just so much joy and a fun cameo by Robin Williams himself.
Oh, really?
Robin Williams.
He's the owner of the club they go to after they win the first like drag queen pageant.
Drag brings everyone
Yeah,
together.
it is
No.
on a shoelace budget.
Even better.
It's like, oh, they had no money making this, but it's delightful. I don't think even with like a big budget you could recreate the magic. It's so good. All three men playing these drag queens commit so well. Like they're
Patrick
so
Swayze
good.
was a legend.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, but like Wesley Snipes went on to be like Blade. Like you would not think like.
Well, Patrick
drag
Swayze,
queen.
Roadhouse.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking Wesley Snipes. Yeah, it was like what?
Patrick Swayze, Roadhouse.
Oh, that's right.
He himself has played super masculine roles.
Yeah.
Point Break, yeah.
Yeah,
Point
and
Break,
so he's
Roadhouse.
like, I'm gonna be a drag queen.
Yeah,
That's
It's
iconic.
so good. It's such a great movie. It is probably in my top 10 movies ever. Yeah, for sure.
Drag brings everybody
It
together.
they make you laugh. They make you cry. They just make you better for their artistry.
There's nothing wrong with bending gender expectations and playing with gender.
As RuPaul says, we are all born naked. The rest is drag. Doesn't matter what you put on. It's all artifice, really. But you're expressing who you really are on the inside.
Drag queen. I am the queen of drag.
Her cameo in this, oh my god, I want to look it up. She's the queen in the first pageant is passing on the crown. So she makes a dramatic appearance to hand it down. She's wearing a dress that is a Confederate flag. I want to say her drag name is like Auntie something, Antebellum. I can't remember. It is like wildly inappropriate, but because it's RuPaul, it's funny. Because only a black woman could do that, you know.
True.
It couldn't be a white guy doing that. No. Oh, it's just so funny. It's so in the first pageant, there are like famous New York City drag queens like in the background, just like milling about, part of the pageant. It's great.
I love a drag queen. That's it.
That's it.
Sentence.
Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, go see a drag show.
Go see a drag show.
Go watch Rocky Horror, like a shadow version.
Happy Pride.
Happy
Celebrate.
Watch any of these movies.
Be yourself.
Thanks for joining us on Cinema 8. We'll see you next time.